The deadline for submitting your tax assessment and paying your tax is fast approaching. January the 31st in the UK is the deadline after which you might be fined. This year, the government is taking taxation very seriously. I think partly because the governments are broke and they need to harness as much money as possible. And one of the places that they can make sure that they get as much money as possible is from taxes. That's one of the major sources of government money, right? So if you are doing side hustles on eBay, selling on Etsy, doing one of those things, you better be extra vigilant this year and make sure that your report is tight, because they've got information that's been sent to them from eBay, from Amazon, from Etsy, from Vintage, or whatever. All those online platforms that people are earning money have been sending information to the government this year, and they've hired people to comb through the information to see if or not you're doing your taxes right. Now, cryptocurrency is going to be one of the areas they really clamp down on this year. Now, I, for one, I've been doing my taxes for a few years now, so I feel comfortable and confident when I submit my tax returns because I've done it over and over again a few times, right? Now, a lot of people are going to be doing it for the first time this year. The only saving grace, ironically, is that a lot of you are going to be in massive loss, because the tax year that is actually in question is 2022-2023, not 2023-2024. So of course we were in a bear market still, or the very, very beginnings of the bull market. So a lot of you would probably be in loss rather than in profit. But for those that are in profit, it is essential that you submit your tax returns. Now, this is crypto, so a lot of you guys actually believe that we shouldn't be paying taxes. That's up to you, each to their own. But if you live in a country where the government requires you to pay tax, then you should pay tax. It's as simple as that. I do, and whatever. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a tax advisor. I'm not a legal advisor of any kind. I'm just a crypto enthusiast and someone who's been paying crypto tax for a while, and someone who's just finished paying quite a fair bit of tax. Okay. I thought I'd make a video to help out those that might be a little bit confused or doing this for the first time. If you're a high net worth person or you're earning a lot from your crypto, I suggest that you also get a pair of eyes from a professional, a CPA, an accountant that's crypto savvy. See if they can help you shave off a few things in the legal way, like the billionaires do. So UK taxes, what is required? The first thing to understand actually is that the UK doesn't have specific crypto tax. So they haven't formulated any new crypto specific tax. Instead, what they've done is they've integrated tax into existing tax rules, right? So primarily, most people that deal with cryptocurrencies in the UK, it would be termed a capital gains tax, and some income tax as well, depending on what you're doing with your crypto and how you interact with cryptocurrencies and how you receive them, right? I'm going to try and go through all of them in this video, so stay back and relax. At first glance, it sounds really confusing and really daunting. And especially this year, the UK government is going to be actively going after people who don't get their taxes right. It is important that you understand that you should do it, right? And just get it over with. If you just spend a little bit of time reading through stuff, watching videos like this one, then you can wrap your head around it and it becomes easier and easier to deal with. I personally also use software, and the software that I use is actually free. It is customizable to where you live. So whether you're in the United States, the UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Germany, France, if you just tell the software where you are, it would access the rules of where you are, and it would categorize your trades or acquisitions or gains by what they are already, and it will tell you whether or not you need to pay tax, how much you need to pay, what you're up and down by. Software is completely free. I'm going to leave the link in the description if you're interested. Capital gains tax. This is where you pay on profits for selling your crypto. So if you sell your crypto for more than you bought, the difference is considered a capital gains and gets taxed. Okay, so if you lost money and you sold at a loss, then you don't have to worry about taxes because you haven't gained anything. It's been a capital loss for you. Okay. You only pay capital gains tax also if the gains exceed £12,300 in the UK. Other countries probably have their own allowances in a tax year. So if you're a small time trader or you just hodl and you sold at a tiny bit of profit, maybe you made £10,000, £8,000 in the year, then you don't even have to worry about tax, right? You may want to report it for just keeping records purposes, but you don't have to, okay? So small income hodlers, you can just relax. The bad news though is that the tax rate depends on your income band. So the basic rate taxpayers who earn under £50,000 to 170 pay 10%, and higher earners face a 20% bite. So if your income is say £60,000 a year, you're paying 20% on your crypto capital gains. If it's less, you're paying half of that. Okay. Again, by the time I'm making this video, who knows, anything might change. So it's best verifying that actually on the uk.gov website or with a tax expert. But that's the general idea. There are some times that you pay income tax on your crypto. And this is when crypto becomes your career, for instance. So for example, if you're a miner, if you're mining crypto, you've got a little engine set up to mine crypto, that's income, right? If you stake a lot of crypto, that's income because you're earning the rewards, right? And it's a regular reward or regular income. So if you get airdrops, for instance, from DeFi yields, that's income that gets treated as income. These are not capital gains. These are something that you didn't have before. Now you have. So when you stake, you get rewarded either in a different token. Say you might stake Ethereum and get rewarded in a brand new L2 token that's sitting on Ethereum, for instance, right? If you stake, say, Avalanche, you might get rewarded in some Avalanche token, some new game or something like that. All those are referred to as income. If you blog on a blogging platform that rewards you in crypto, that's income. All right. So you get the idea. So capital gains is you have Bitcoin appreciates, you sell or dispose it in any other way, you pay capital gains on the profits that you made. If you receive something anew, like in an airdrop, that counts as income. Okay. Now remember, expenses like mining equipment or trading fees are actually deductible. So keep those receipts handy. Now, if you are also hodling on an exchange and you sell your Bitcoin on the exchange, you have paid fees on the exchange. And those fees are deductible from your tax. Again, if you use the software that I've linked, it has all of that calculated for you for every single transaction that you make with the wallets that you connect to the software. So that makes it extremely easy. So I, for one, have been getting emails from HMRC because I think they know that I have crypto because I've paid crypto taxes in the past few years. And one of the things that they say to me, which I agree with, is to track my transactions meticulously. HMRC wants proof of all your buys and sells. They don't want a summary at the end. They want to see every single transaction. And remember, Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, all of those guys are now sending reports to HMRC directly. So HMRC has the information that they need. They want you to provide information that matches what those exchanges are sending them, which it could be a little bit daunting, but if you have software, it makes it easy. Okay. So spreadsheets, you can use spreadsheets if you want, or you can use a dedicated crypto tax software like I said. Make sure that you use your capital gains allowance, okay? Offset taxable gains with any losses you might have made. Every inch, every Satoshi counts, right? Make sure you milk every single loss and basically offset them against the gains. You don't want to end up paying too much tax than you have to, okay? And of course, they also advise me to seek professional advice. I think that's really brilliant, especially if you are on the higher end of the earnings or capital gains brackets, okay? Because you have more at stake. So a good accountant that is savvy of crypto rules and regulations is probably your best bet. This is an example of a transaction and how much detail it actually gives you about each transaction. All of this detail, of course, because it's in the API, can be presented in whatever format the tax people want, right? So here's a transaction that occurred on the 22nd of January, 2023, so nearly a year ago. This is when I sold some Algorand. As you can see, this happened on Coinbase Pro. Okay, so it's 12,000 Algorand sold for £2,443.22 with a profit of £407.59, right? It also shows that I paid a 0.4% fee. Okay, now the fee is deductible, but the API does all of that automatically. As you can see here, it sets a nice little table where it shows you everything, right? Fiat value, that's how much I sold it for. Fee £9.77, which is 0.4%. The cost basis shows you there and what the gain was. Now, if that was a loss, it would display it as a loss. Okay, as you can see there, it gives you the details and the order details as well, and the transaction hash. If I were to click on that, that would actually show me the information on the ledger. Look, you can also get the ledger view where it shows you every single transaction, because that transaction is actually a summary of one sale, but the fills, the individual fills are shown here. You can see that, the individual fills. So all that information is present, and all that information is displayed in the information that's sent to the government. Remember, the government wants to see every single transaction. They don't want to see a big summary at the end. They don't necessarily want to see every fill, but they want to see the transaction of every sale, right? Here's a cost analysis in words so you understand it better. It says, summary, you sold 12,000 algo for that much, worth that much, and paid the fee of that on top. Your cost base for 12,000 algo and the fee has been calculated using shared pool individual universal. Your financial capital gains for the transaction is that much. It's also really highly customizable. You can add filters. You can basically filter by what you want to see. For instance, you can see just deposits or withdrawals. Maybe you just want to see all the trades. You want to see the fiat to crypto, crypto to fiat. You want to see crypto to crypto. By the way, all these are taxable. And of course, the software can calculate what taxes you need to pay based on what pool you used, what basis, what cost basis, the tax year, everything. You can look at just the transfers, deposits, withdrawals, okay? Also, you can tag each transaction yourself manually, or you can order by the tags. You can say this transaction, you can go in and say, look, this was mining, this was an airdrop, this was a fork, this was cashback, lending interest, salary, income, etc. It's actually really long. You can't see all of them here, but it gives you an example of what you can do. And of course, you can see missing purchases, you can sort by date, and you can clear all the filters, etc. As you can see, it's highly customizable. I'm in the United Kingdom, but you can basically set it to, any of these countries at the moment. It's available in a lot of countries. Cost-based method, you can pick whichever one suits you, but mine is in the UK, so it picked that for me automatically, and that's the one that we use. Market price or trusted coins, Look, you can basically turn on and off a whole bunch of settings here, as you can see. Treat other gains as capital gains, treat forks as income, treat airdrops as income. So all of these are, of course, by default, yes, but in some cases they might be no, so you can highly tweak those and customize those as well. But you can look at all these settings once you're logging for free. All of this stuff is available for you to optimize and tweak to your satisfaction. Here we have the page where you can download a report to send to the government. As you can see on this left hand side, it has the different types of reports that we have here in the UK. Capital gains, P&L. If I click that, it shows you, hold on, if I click that, this is the total profit or loss that you made from all your crypto trades. So some forms need just that. Other gains, e.g. features, derivatives, etc. Then your income report also is calculated separately or together if you want. Gifts, donations, and lost coins, okay? So some people might lose their keys, for instance, to their wallets, and a previously recorded coin might be lost. While this app might have access to it because you've synced the wallet and it's looking at the public ledger, you might not be able to ever get those coins ever again. So you can report that in this section, all right? So it's really versatile and very highly customizable. And of course, As you can see here in the UK, we can select one of these: HMRC capital gains summary, complete tax report, tax scouts tax report, capital gains report, income report, other gains report, gifts, donations, lost assets, expenses, and on and on and on. Basically every single type of report the HMRC wants in the UK, they've got it. And I can assume it's the same in the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, or wherever you are. You can see my settings here. I'm in the UK. My base currency is the British pound. Cost base is shared pool individuals. Cost tracking method is universal. Gains on crypto trades. Yep. And in case you wonder whether or not you need to pay tax, you need further support and further help and further reading, you can basically click on this and it will show you what's up in your country, right? You know, it knows I'm in the UK, so it gives me this report, which is actually a really, really full guide of crypto tax in the UK. This is an expert guide written by a professional, updated January 15. That's really, really up to date. That's just a day ago. And it basically puts you through everything you need to know. It talks about what I talked about earlier. There's your allowance there, £1,300 tax-free allowance. You pay 10% or 20% based on your income brackets, okay? And you can even watch this video here that tells you what's going on, etc., 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 and on and on and on. You know, can HMRC track crypto? Yes, they can. HMRC can track cryptocurrency by tapping into information from exchanges like crypto.com. HMRC are able to keep tabs on crypto transactions. Yes, yes, yes. Not only are they tracking it, actually crypto.com is doing them the honors and sending them all your information. It's the same on Binance, Kraken, Uphold, or anybody else. So there you have it. I hope that's helped you. Remember, the link that is in the description is to the tax software that I use. I've used it now for 4 years and it's been absolutely all I needed, right? It captures all the information that I need. I actually use it sometimes to keep abreast of what's going on with all my portfolios, and it works happily. I've never had any problems with it, okay? The link is an affiliate link, even though it's a free piece of software, which means it remembers that I'm the one that sent you there. So sometime in the future, if you were to buy something, pay for one of the tiers or whatever, they may send me a commission, depending on if you're in the right part of the world and if some other criteria are fulfilled. It's not going to cost you any more, of course. It's going to be exactly the same either way, whether or not you use the link. Not financial advice, no tax advice, no legal advice. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.